right. I think it's ready.
Arbor Crest Ale 2024, presented by Khristian Keyton and Brian Lapetina.
This is our initial pricing and projected loan payoff for this year coming up. For Taj Mahal, we have it priced at $16.50 for the whole year, and for Alley Cat, we have it priced initially at $14.50 from January to February, and then we're gonna bump it up to $16.50 for the summer demand from March to September, and then after the demand slows down, we're gonna lower it to $15 for the rest of the year. Also for Edgar Ale, we're gonna have it initially priced at $14.50 from January to August, and then bump it up to $15.50 from September to December for the demand. And then these are the loans we have to pay off this year. We have to build for the building and improvement, which is our first fermenter, and has a 9% interest rate. And it's a $20,000 loan, and we have a projected payoff for May 24th this year, and also for machinery and machinery. We have a 7% interest rate, and it's an $87,000 loan. We projected to pay it off by August 11th this year. And for our final loan we have to pay off this year is land, which is a 5% rate and $48,000 loan. We projected to pay this off by November 25th this year.
For projected production, we believe that it's best that we plan out how much we're going to produce of each product for every month of the year, because that gives us a better idea of what we need to produce when. A quick note to this is that our 5th fermenter will be done on March 23rd. So when we, at the start of the year, we will purchase the new fermenter, and then March 23rd, we'll be able to produce 5 things at a time. So that'll increase our production, which will increase our sales as well. So for Taj Mahal, in January, we're going to start off with 3,500. For January, February, March, and then in April it's going to go to 4,000, and then for May it'll be 4,000, for June it'll be 4,000, for July it'll be 4,000, and then for August it'll be 4,000. Then we're going to pick it up to 6,000 in September and October, and then November we're going to bring it back down to 4,000, and then for the rest of the year it'll be 4,000. So then for Alley Cat, we're going to start off at 5,000 for the first 3 months. Then when the demand increases for the spring and summer, we're going to bring it up to 7,000 because more people will want it. And when we raise the price, we'll raise the production, and that'll lead to increased profits. And then when the demand dies down at the end of the year, we're going to bring it down to 5,000. And then in December, it'll be at 4,000. And finally, for Edgar Ale, we have not exact estimates, but kind of general numbers of what we're going to produce at. For Edgar Ale, it's going to be pretty low throughout the whole year, as it's not very popular, and it's not a very seasonal beverage, except for at the very 2 months at the end of the year, or November and December, we're going to pick it up to 4,000 and 5,729, and that projected production will lead to an increased amount of profit, and we believe that having this planned out for the year will also lead to more profits.
This is our projected EBT, and we ended up with 245,000, and that's what we'll think we'll get this year based on all of our gross profits added up and then minus our expenses.
So here is just a quick graph of our inventory sold monthly. Kind of to evaluate this, you can see for Alley Cat in the spring and summer, starting in March especially, the numbers jump up extremely high. For example, 10,256 at the end of March, right there. That is why when we get the new fermenter, we believe that producing more alley cat and raising the price of alley cat will lead to the most profit. Um, in addition, Taj Mahal is pretty steady. The popularity of Taj Mahal is steady throughout the whole year. Um, that's why we believe that keeping a consistent price on Taj Mahal is the smartest move for the company. And finally, Edgar kind of fluctuates, but it's not a very popular product. So at the end of the year, we're going to pick up the production a little more.
This is a chart of like our cash and cash equivalents. As you can see in the beginning of the year, it's kind of low because it gets a little bit lower because we had to pay off some of our loans and also put in the initial payment for the fifth fermenter. But as you can see, when Alley Cat it becomes a demand around the spring season, our cash goes up a lot more, and then it peaks around August. And then as Alley Cat goes out of demand, you can see that our cash goes back down a little. I mean, a lot, but that's how we finish out for the rest of the year.
Here's just a quick image of our lost sales. We like to minimize our lost sales, but we also believe that without lost sales, it kind of hurts us in the end because we're taking a risk at producing more products and matching the trend. For example, Alley Cat is our most common lost sale because we didn't raise the price as much as we should have for the demand to meet the demand since more people are buying it in these late spring, early summer months. So that's something to look at.
These are projected results versus the actual results for this year. Before the year started, we thought we would get a EBT of 245,301 based off all of our analysis and data we had. But we actually did better than we thought, and we actually ended up with a 266,886 EBT this year. And our cash our cash went below 100,000 one time, which is pretty good. And for our projected loan payoffs for the fifth fermenter, we thought we were going to pay it off in May. We actually ended up paying off in June. And for the machinery and plant, we thought we'd pay it off in August 11th. We actually paid it off a little bit around there, August 17th. And then for our final loan, land, we thought we were going to pay it off November 25th. We actually paid it off earlier than expected on August 14th.
So here's what we learned as a company during this year. We learned we lost sales from pricing the beer wrong at certain times, as we showed in our lost sales chart. For example, the Alley Cat, we lost a lot of money because we didn't raise the price when we should have. Another thing that we learned is the faster we paid off our investments and loans, the more return we gained. We believe paying off the higher interest loans first lead to more success because you need to pay more monthly. So if we get those knocked out as soon as we can, then that'll help. Finally, next year we can set the right prices, so we'll have a fifth fermenter to work with all year, as well as to produce more at once. For example, we can match the trends more when we have a fifth fermenter. And as long as we have somebody watching the price of or the lost sales of everything, then we can adjust the prices to match the trends. Thank you for listening to our presentation.
And
I guess that was all right.